Hi Tom, how's Hello
mate, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
Good
Brits
to meet
abroad.
You. Brits abroad, mate.
So,
abroad.
is this your first time in Canada?
This is my first time in Canada, yeah.
Ever in your life or just on tour?
Ever in my life, yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
and you arrived when?
Arrived yesterday, and we were in Toronto yesterday.
How was Toronto?
Unreal.
Yeah?
The show was crazy. For my first time being here, like, sold out, and the song, Little Bit of Love, has gone gold out here as well, so.
Yeah, so congratulations, I heard you got the plaque yesterday.
Yeah, I did, yeah, so.
Was it a surprise?
It was a surprise, I didn't know it went gold over here.
Okay.
So that was the first time I got told, so to get a plaque and just know that my music is kind of travelling over the pond, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of slowly filtering out, because obviously big things are happening back home and you've played there extensively for years, but these are the further shows you've done, really. I think you did something in LA, right?
I did something in LA maybe like at the beginning, but it was like just a small like promotional gig. It wasn't like my own kind of sell tickets and come see me, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But nah, this is like my first like American and Canadian tour, so yeah, crazy.
Nice.
Yeah.
So how does it feel to be playing these smaller venues again after playing the bigger venues back home?
For me, I love it. I think it's exciting. These are the exciting times where you can visualize it becoming what it is at home. And I've been through it at home. Do you know what I mean? But I know a lot of people come to America or come to Canada or wherever they go, and they can't handle from going into big venues at home and coming into small ones, and that's why I believe like some people don't work over these ways, and for me that's not an option. I want to be one of the biggest artists in the world, and this is where it begins and this is where it starts, and it's an exciting period of just seeing the day one fans, and then it's just gonna build and build and build. So my plan is, like I say, to keep growing and hopefully one day be playing arenas out here. Be great. Yeah.
Well, it's happening back home, so
yeah.
You got some pretty big gigs planned over there. I know you've got a birthday gig coming up, kinda.
Not a birthday. Well, it kind of
it's a week of your birthday.
It's a week of my birthday, yeah, but it's a hometown show, yeah.
Yeah. How does that feel?
Yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be a bit of an emotional one, I think. But I'm from a small town called Bedford, and not much happens in Bedford. You know what I mean? So for one of like a local lad just kind of doing his thing and then bringing it back home to family, friends, and people who live in Bedford, it's just going to be a bit of a celebration for sure.
Your guest list is going to be insane for that show.
Guest list will be crazy. Yeah, it'll be stupid, but be good though.
Yeah. So you say nothing happens in Bedford, but I know you had an incident back in time where you got into a bit of a brawl back in Bedford.
Yeah.
Back in Bedford.
Yeah.
And you got some damage from that. You were in hospital from that fight, right?
Yeah.
And I've heard you say that was a moment that kind of changed your life a little bit, and
for sure,
and almost encouraged you to take this path that you're on.
Yeah, for sure. Like that was a big traumatic time in my life, especially being like I was 17, 18, and got put in hospital, jaw broken, face smashed up, and that was really when I was like, I need to start to write about what's going on in my head, because that's the only way I could kind of verbally talk about my problems without sitting in front of like a shrink or something like that, because I tried that but it just didn't work for me. But writing did work, and yeah man, that was like the first kind of like step towards music, writing, my creative side, but also the way I could kind of heal and kind of just mentally block the things that have got happened around me and just jot them all down and write about them, and then melody and all that kind of stuff. So yeah.
So music is therapy to you?
For sure, yeah, definitely.
Cool.
Definitely.
Have you even thought that some of those guys that got in that fight with you might be buying tickets for your hometown show?
Nah, I know that. Nah, I don't think so. I think the guy's still in jail.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
okay.
He did some other things to put himself in jail, but listen, if I ever saw that guy, I'd be like, thanks, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah. You have to turn it into a positive, right?
Yeah, for sure.
You have to, and speaking about turning negatives into positives, this new single that you've just released, that feels like a change of direction mentally and musically a little bit.
Yeah,
for
man,
you.
definitely. I'm on a new adventure and a new creative venture as well, and my sound is changing. I'm changing, and I've learned a lot as well. Like, my first album was me really finding my voice, finding my feet in the music world, and just kind of writing about, I don't know, I didn't really know what I was writing about, but I was writing songs. My second album came out and I knew what kind of artist I wanted to be at that point, and I really knew what I was going to write about. So me writing my second album was the album that everybody says is going to be the hardest album. I was like, that was the easiest album I'd ever been involved with, because I knew exactly what I wanted to do, and knew what I wanted to say. And then this album coming out next, and the direction it's gone, like, I now want the global success, and I know what I need to sound like to be that. And also the story that I'm telling in it is one that I think people can relate to, just about having them tough times during all of this craziness that's going on in the world, and just going, do you know what? I think right now, all I want to be is colourful, happy, fun, exciting, and I put that into my music, and that's changed where my music is heading, and the direction and the sound of it as well. So yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, so does this single like give a clue to what the rest of the album is like, or are there any surprises on there?
Kind of. I think it's definitely all upbeat, most of it, and I think this is Remind Me is just the taster of. I didn't want to put a song that was completely like, whoa, where Tom's gone into third album and he's like, what the hell is this? But I think for me it's the gradual build, and it sets me up so nicely for the second single, because yeah, the second single's it's different for sure. Yeah.
So you talk about a gradual build, like you've been doing this kind of getting on for 6 years kind of properly now, and it does seem, especially in the UK, to just be up and up and up.
Yeah.
And I know that you've been hanging out with your heroes and things like that over the years, and do you have like specific like pinch me moments from the last 6 years where you're just like, I can't believe this is happening?
All of it.
All of it.
Yeah, all of it. I'm still very like a homeboy. Do you know what I mean? I'm all my mates are still my mates from school, and I see what they're doing, and they're really, really happy. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Some are builders, some work in offices and all that. And before doing music, I was building, and I was also like playing a bit of football and stuff like that. But I've won a lottery ticket for sure. And I believe, like, cool, I've got a bit of talent, I can sing, I can write a few songs and that, but at the end of the day, this is a lottery ticket that I've got, and I've got to take it, and I've got to use every opportunity I can get off this lottery ticket, because it could run out, man. Do you know what I'm saying? So right now I'm riding the wave and living the dream.
Yeah.
I'm in Canada, man.
You're in Canada.
Do you know what I mean?
Montreal.
It's crazy, man. Yeah.
So what are the moments over those years where you're just like, oh, I met this guy. I know you got to play football with Rooney.
Yeah. Like, of course, the footballers that I've met, they're probably like my pinch me moments. Musicians and stuff, for me, I'm not too bothered about it.
Right.
Because I want to be where they are. Do you know what I mean? And I'm in the game. Do you know what I mean? And of course, like when you see, like when I met like Dave Grohl, I was like, wow, this is Dave Grohl. But I didn't like.
You don't put him on a pedestal.
I do in the music world, but for me, like my heroes are footballers.
Right.
Like the people who posters on my wall were footballers. Music wasn't like the big kind of. I was like, you know, like some people obsessed with it. I was obsessed with footballers. So they're my superheroes. Musicians, for me, I'm like, cool, you're sick, you do what you do, and I appreciate you, and I listen to your music, but they're not my heroes.
So what music was kind of involved in your life as you were growing up?
Loads of different music, man. Like if I met, just going back though, if I lived in like the 70s, then them people would be my heroes.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Like who?
Like Ray Charles would be
right.
my hero. Or like Little Richard would be my hero. Prince would be like, that's when I'd be like, shit, I'm in a room with these people, but I'm not. So, but the music that was going through with me was probably hip hop, rap. Listen to like I love pop music. I love pop music, blues, soulful music. So yeah, like all sorts of different music, man.
And that's what's great about your music, is you can see all those influences kind of colliding into what you do.
Yeah.
Like there's definitely elements of hip hop there. I can see the soul and the blues in there, especially with your voice.
Yeah.
I sound a bit like you today. I'm a bit crazy.
Yeah. So am I, man. So am I. I've been singing for days on end, but yeah.
And what about new music? Do you keep up with like what's going on around you, your contemporaries?
Yeah, for sure. Like I think it's important to keep up to date and see what's happening, and yeah, I'm a fan of a few people right now.
Who's exciting you these days?
Tate McRae.
Yeah.
She's sick. I'm a massive fan of like Dua, but she's smashing life. Jack Harlow.
Yeah.
Little Nas X. I think he's like changed hip hop pop. There's some great people. Mimi Webb from England. Yeah, there's some really good artists right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're going to be playing in this room tonight. What for you makes the perfect show? Like when you finish and walk off that stage, when you look back, what makes it
just
a
if
great
people
gig?
have had a good time and leave and go, bloody hell, I want to see him again, and then they start talking. I believe like when you're doing these kind of gigs and these kind of tours, a lot of it's word of mouth. A lot of it is like, oh, I'm going to see this guy tonight. Do you want to come with me? To like a friend, and the friend's like, I've never heard of him, but yeah, I'll come around. I'll come along. Then I want to make sure that I leave an impression on them, and then they go home to their friends and go, shit, I've just seen this guy Tom Grennan. He's from England. He's sick. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've got quite a tour ahead of you. You're going to be all over the place, especially in the US. Is there any spots you're excited about the most?
What, in the US?
Anyway.
Yeah, I'm excited for New York. That's tomorrow.
You're playing Barry Ballroom.
Yeah.
Kind of a legend. You're playing some legendary venues on this tour.
Yeah, for sure.
Like the Troubadour.
Yeah. And like, that's Elton John's first gig, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, imagine having a career like him. It'd be crazy. But yeah, man, I think I'm excited for New York. I was really excited for Chicago when I went there, and it was a wicked city. Toronto as well, I was like, I've never been to Toronto. I'm a massive Drake fan as well, and like, when you see that big spear kind of.
Yeah, I saw it on your Instagram. You said started from the bottom.
Yeah. So the whole thing, man, just being able to see different cities. I was well excited to see Detroit. Do you know what I mean? Like, Eminem's one of my heroes. So yeah, so maybe I do have heroes in the music world. Yeah.
Well, I wish you every success with everything.
Thank
it sounds
you,
like you're at the top of the roller coaster. You've mentioned that.
I don't feel like I'm at the top of the roller coaster yet. I feel like I'm still.
Okay.
Will I ever be at the top? Who knows? Well, I'll always probably want more and more and more.
Well, when you get to the top of the roller coaster, it's just downhill from there.
Exactly. Like, who knows when they're at the top? Do you know what I mean? Like, you'd expect Ed Sheeran to think that he's at the top of the roller coaster, but he don't think he's at the top.
Yeah, that's it. And I think as soon as you think you've made it, that's when things start going wrong, right?
Yeah.
I think creative people, you always want to feel like you're striving for something.
For sure.
Just to create something bigger.
For sure.
So
yeah.
I think you're well on your way to the top.
We'll see, man.
So yeah, thank you very much.
Appreciate you, bro.
One last thing, I know what it's like being a Brit abroad, so if you reach down there, it's a little package.
Oi.
Brought you some
tea bags.
M&S tea bags.
Fucking legend. Appreciate it, bro.
You can never have too many tea bags on tour.
Innit? The band will be very happy about that.
There you go. Share like.
Nice one, man. Thank you.
All right then. Thanks,
Cheers,
Tom.
mate.